Round one. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to a very special episode 169 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and those sexy legends at Audio Technica. I'm your extremely humble and sensual host, Brendan White. You can find me just about everywhere at Brendan 8bit. And joining me today on the Kama Sutra Lounge, we've got Salim Dream Abraham, who can be found at Salim TD, sometimes because he's deleted most of his social media accounts. And on the other end of the couch, Miss Ellie Hart. You can find her at Miss Ellie Hart. How are you doing today, you sexual, sensual beings?
Are you going to, get straight into why you started it like that? People are going to just think that, you're a bit randy.
Yeah, a bit of both, really. Toey than a bag full of feet. So, we're here today.
There's nothing less sexy than the line "toeier than a bag full of feet."
Unless you got a foot fetish.
Yeah. No, so I guess we should say, yes, it is episode 169 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. So we've decided to, lower the bar, so to speak, maybe raise the bar, depending on what we're going to be talking about. Giggity. We're going to be doing a love, sex, and romance themed episode here because obviously 169, dinner for two, as they say in the bingo halls. Mm-hmm. So we're here. The whole team is back together. It's been a while since we've had the Holy Trinity back in the one virtual space. Mm-hmm. So I got a quick question for you guys before we jump into maybe what we've been doing and then weave our way through a smut-filled episode. Mm-hmm. So the first one, nice and light, nice and soft in tone, Kiss, Marry, Kill, Figurehead Edition. Mario, Sonic, and Crash Bandicoot. Who you kissing, who you marrying, who you killing? Dreamo, start us off.
I would... it's interesting. I would kiss Mario because he's the human. I would marry... The other two are animals. I would marry Sonic because I feel like if I ever needed space, he could just run away really quickly. And I would kill Crash Bandicoot because I feel like that Bandicoot meat must be very nutritious.
Holy crap.
And you know what? Sonic, the coitus you would be having with Sonic would end very quickly. So, you'd probably have the best, fastest route to an orgasm in your entire life.
I just thought
we know who you're kissing in inverted commas.
We're going to point out that Sam's standards was, I'd only kiss a human. Marry and a hedgehog, though, that's normal.
Well, I didn't really think it through. To be honest with you, I was blindsided by this question. I didn't know what to say. So anyway, don't judge me.
It's the very first thing on the docket.
I'm looking at Jono's question, which is down the track. We'll get to that later. But before we get there, Ali, Kiss, Marry, Kill, Mario, Sonic, and Crash Bandicoot.
Mine's actually the same as you, but Crash Bandicoot I'm going to kill because I have no attachment to that character whatsoever, so I can just kill him outright. I'm going to kiss Mario because I'm going to marry Sonic because Mario is still doing his job, which is saving another woman. So I don't want to marry a guy that's going to make his life about another woman. So I'm going to marry.
Like that.
Justified.
Marry Sonic. And he hangs around cute animals all day, so...
Can I throw something in there, though? Mario's the only one who's got a job. He's the only plumber. He's
Sonic's
the only one who's got a fixed income.
He gets gold rings.
That's true. You're right. He can bring home those gold rings to keep you all icy.
Well, I'm going different. I'm going to kill Sonic just because... He's too fast to be in my stratosphere. I feel he's going to run past, especially with the dry climate up here in Queensland. He's going to run through and start more bushfires. So, Sonic, you're done. Stay away. Crash Bandicoot, I'm going to kiss because I just like that craziness. He's going to be like one of those late night drunken hookups at 2 a.m. where it's just, he's the best of a bad bunch on the dance floor. He's on the dance floor doing them little 360 spins. I'm like, all right, Crash, it's you and me. And I'm going to marry Mario because he's loyal. You know, you see through the entire Mario franchise, he's always chasing to try and save Princess Peach. I'm going to be Princess Peach in this case. He's going to be coming home. He's going to be saving me. I'm not going to be in another castle. And I'm going to give him that kiss that he's been desiring for nearly 30 years now. So.
Whoa. No, you can only kiss one and marry the other. Let's not
Yeah, you can't
start
kiss
mixing.
your husband.
But I got to kiss him on the
you don't.
wedding day.
No, you don't. We don't want to reward that, nice guy bullshit behavior. It's it's a fallacy.
I was actually going to point out that usually it's like fuck, marry, kill. So technically you can't kiss your husband, Mario, but you can do other things to him. So he can go down. Oh yeah, you can go down his pipe.
I'd chuck that Tanuki suit on and we'd do some pretty sexy roleplay at home. Don't worry about that.
Very business.
Can you imagine the Mario sounds that would happen in Mario Coitus? Mamma mia!
Yahoo!
All right.
And then when he... Yeah, never mind.
Got some good mileage out of that one.
Music, the victory music.
Oh, yeah.
Al, you finished?
Mushrooms just become Viagra's. They're like little blue mushrooms.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, no.
This is going swimmingly.
Welcome to the
going
episode.
Exactly as expected here. All right, so I guess we could quickly pivot into what we've been up to. The proverbial convention-shaped elephant in the room. Obviously, we had PAX Australia last weekend. 2/3 of the Hungry Gamers were representing, and then we had someone else representing from the West Coast, Best Coast. But Dreamo, did you want to give us your overall feelings of PAX last weekend? Highs, lows, everything else in between?
Yeah, it was. PAX is always a lot of fun. It's a kind of a for us, it's like a double, like a double whammy where it's like we get to go and do all this cool game stuff, and then we get to go and see all about our friends that we've met doing this over the last 4 years, and so it's always really nice. The convention was fantastic, as to be expected. I know I didn't participate in it, but I know you guys got a lot of mileage out of the extra hour that people with journo passes and media passes get to do at the beginning of the day to kind of jump the line and go and play a lot of cool games. There was a lot of cool stuff on show. There was Final Fantasy VII Remake. There was the new Avengers game, which I saw you get in on there, Brendan.
Oh yeah.
The Indie Showcase was, as always, a lot of fun. It was cool to go out and see a lot of the really cool games that are being developed here in Australia. They're on show there. Shout out to Brimstone Battlers, which was, I think, the fun one that Jono and I played. Jono and I jumped on there. It's kind of like a isometric battler. It's like a battler, and it's meant to play like a MOBA apparently as well on PC. But we're playing it with these Xbox controllers. I beat Jono in that, and he cried foul, as you might, when you lose to me. Sometimes I cheat, sometimes I don't. But I beat him again. You should have
just dropped a couple more Skittles in front of him. That would have sort of swayed him, swayed his distraction.
Listen to 8-Bit Cast episode, whatever the episode is, that we recorded
14.
At PAX 14, thank you, where we basically tried to out-shame each other. A lot of dirt came out of that.
Wow.
And I think I dug up a lot of your own dirt there, Brendan, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, you had the shovel and were just throwing my dirt back in my mouth. Like, it was not a good time.
It's the privilege and it's the benefit of knowing you for 10 plus years that I have just a whole bunch of shit on you now, mate. So listen to 8-Bit Cast episode 14 for more on that. And of course the panels. The panels are always so good. I saw a fun one, which was PAX Party Mode. HPM Party Mode, sorry. Hosted by our good friend Jack Cruz, and had yourself on there, Brendan. We won't talk about the result. I know you're still a bit butthurt about how you didn't win 3 years in a row. The three-peat didn't happen.
Yep.
That was good. And then Jono actually hosted one as well. Jono Perk hosted one on education pathways into gaming. So it was actually like a real educational style panel. I learned things at PAX, which I don't think I've ever been able to say in previous years.
Yeah, they're both great hosts too. They can lead a conversation and lead a room really well, Cruzy and Jono. So I missed the education pathways panel. I was recording an episode of One Perfect Game with Matt Tilby, but from all reports, I heard Jono crushed it on the Friday afternoon. And sadly, Nostradamus did not crush it at party mode on the Saturday night. We don't need to go into the depths of why I think that panel was flawed and we were, jury rigged from the start, considering I had me and my other two founding members of Nostradamus were nowhere to be seen. Had a couple of ringers join in. Ashley and Sarah, fantastic people, but sadly no Jason and Andrew, my core crew, my familia. But yeah, I don't know what's happened. Is this the end for Nostradamus? Do we retire and become like coaches? Do we sort of assume like a coaching role for this panel moving forward, or we just come back and go full heel and just run roughshod through this thing next year? So we'll see.
I will say this. We personally, Brendan, you and I have been involved in putting together that show for the last 3 years. Now, I wasn't involved this year. Full props to Jack for putting the majority of it together, and I think you helped out again a little bit, Brendan. There's only one.
Not really.
Oh, no,
not this year for me. I did diddly.
Full props to Jack then, and Brendan, don't try and take Jack's props. The one real constant in this show is that the final round is always Nidhogg 2. Always, right? So if you're coming in as a contestant on this show, the one thing you can do to plan ahead is just get good at Nidhogg 2. Now, in the final this year, surprise, surprise, not a surprise, Nidhogg 2 was the final game, and the two people playing it, one of them was Matthew Perkins, Perko, and who was the other person?
The other one was Kat Bensteed, who is Player 2 HQ, and neither of them had, they've never played Nidhogg or Nidhogg 2 before, so It was quite the dumpster fire.
But to even understand the fundamental concept of Nidhogg 2 would be enough. Anytime Kat won a window, she would run the wrong way. So she would kill Perko and then run backwards as though that was the right direction to go in. So it was all over in a matter of seconds. I don't know. We need to do something to motivate these bloody podcasters.
Oh yeah,
mate.
and the fact that we were in a
Put your
three-way
socks
tie for second to get into the final, and we lost on scissors paper rock.
Ooh.
But we were knocked out in the first round of scissors paper rock. But Perko's team were into the final of the scissors paper rock. So whoever beat us had to win twice, where they had to win once. It was very, very flawed logic, I must say. And this is, I'm taking this to ASADA, that's for sure.
Starting to come out. All right. Well, Ali, I challenge you to just keep reminding Brendan of the Nostradamus loss for the next 12 months.
Does it happen if I wasn't there?
Does it?
Oh, no,
does
see?
it
There we
count?
go. It didn't happen.
Therefore, it doesn't exist in my mind.
Sorry. Totally counts. Totally counts.
Not in my universe.
I have been backing every team that isn't Nostradamus for 3 straight years now, and finally they lost. So I'm absolutely keeping score of this. Anyway, Brendan, sorry, did you have any other thoughts about PAX? Anything else you wanted to share?
Also lost the Mario Tennis tournament.
What?
Press
How?
start. We played doubles.
Shocking
Jono and I
weekend.
played doubles, and Shannon and Brody from Press Start. Shannon is I found out after the fact that all he plays is tennis games for one, and he just had Bowser on the net, and it was near impossible to defend against. He just crushed the entire tournament, ran roughshod through the thing. So shout out to Shannon and Brody from Press Start for dominating this tournament. Probably didn't help that Jono and I literally did not play a single game of Mario Tennis the entire year since last year's tournament. So we were certainly going in dry.
You came in with the wrong attitude. Yeah.
Yeah. Came in with the wrong attitude, a little bit too cocky, a little bit too careless. It was a 9:30 panel, 9:30 p.m. on a Friday night.
Oh,
so
my bedtime.
clearly I wanted to get out of there quick to get a couple of cocktails in my guts. But shout out to Tilby and everyone that was involved in the Mario Tennis One Perfect Game tournament. We'll see if we get the call up to come back next year. Maybe we just disgraced ourselves with this defeat. We came third. We won the loser round at least, which is nice. But yeah, no, PAX was great. I just mirror everything you say, Dreamo. It's great to have that yearly pilgrimage to get together and catch up with everybody, from our various gaming pop culture circles and shoot the shit, see what's been happening, catch up on the news, play some games, have a few drinks, have a few laughs, go to the casino. We had a pretty turbulent evening at the casino on the Friday night.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You know, I was riding the roller coaster, and Dreamo was certainly riding the roller coaster at the Crown Casino on the Friday evening. Sorry, so that was a good way to end the night. We got home at about 4:30, I think, on Saturday morning, which was tough sledding come Saturday. That's for sure.
Yeah, that wasn't fun at all. Ali, pop quiz. What do you think the first game I played at PAX was?
The first game that you played at PAX, it was probably like Tekken.
Bang on. Correct. I found the one console on the floor that was playing Tekken 7. I just stumbled across it. Magically.
I doubt you stumbled. I bet it was like Spidey sense. You were just like walking and you're like, there's Tekken nearby.
I took the shortest route somehow on my first floor walk to get to it. Anyway, cool. That was PAX. Well done, PAX people, for putting that together and all involved, I guess.
Yeah, and for anyone that hasn't listened to the previous episode, which is out now, it is our PAX show floor live recording with myself, John O'Peck from Putting In Work, Matty Perkins from Ultra Super Mega, and content creator Screamus joining me on the show floor to do a PAX broadcast. So that's about an hour worth of fun. Episode 168.5 available on your podcast feeds. If for some reason you've just gone from 168 to now 169. So yeah, give that a spin because it's a good listen. And Perko's voice is the thing of nightmares. Like, he got sick and he sounded like a mixture of Mick Taylor from Wolf Creek mixed with John Laws' grandfather, mixed with like an idling V8 engine. Like, it is something. And if you haven't listened to that episode, go check it out, because we had to record that podcast with him on there regardless if he had played anything or not, because we need that voice recorded for history, you know, for our ancestors when they go back and unearth these podcasts and go, what has happened? Why has he got to the depths of hell with his vocal cords here? What is going on? So 168.5, give it a listen. PAX broadcast, as well as Perko's very, very, very deep, earthy tones. Miss Hart, I see you've been playing some more Destiny 2.
Duh. Like,
Duh.
It's like it's the new Destiny content. It's like, what else is Miss Allie playing? I have been playing other stuff, but Destiny's great. I've got a lot of people that maybe were like OG Destiny players coming to me saying, is it really that good? Is it good again? And yeah, I can report that it's good again. Like, a lot of people in the Destiny community are just positive, happy. Like, we're all on good foot. So it's a good time to be back.
I'm very excited. Like, I purchased and did the install and the update Thursday. Going to be playing it over this weekend. Very excited to see where it's at, and excited to obviously jump straight to the 750 light score, so I can sort of get amongst most of the baseline content. Obviously, not going to be raid ready, but apparently the leveling will be pretty fluid, pretty quick, pretty painless, and keen to see what's going on with this story.
Yeah, the leveling is pretty decent. I'm finally past 900 now, but everyone's sitting on 960. So I've still a long way to go, but to get to that point, it's actually pretty easy. It's pretty simple. So you'll have no problem.
Nice. Yeah, I'm keen. Dreamo, are you going to get back in on the Destiny 2 train?
I just might. Done? No, I just might. I've heard nothing but good things, including that it's free to play, and it seems like no risk or reward. So why not? I do love Destiny. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for the game. I think it's the time commitment that I've always struggled with, and but I've just had a lot of time free up. So I'm absolutely happy to jump into it. I might download it tonight, and we'll see just where we get to. Brendan, are you going to be a Titan again?
Well, if I just roll my character forward, I'll still be a Titan. Yeah. So.
And Ellie, you're a hunter.
Yes, I am.
Which means I'll have to be a warlock again.
You don't have to be.
You don't have to be.
The good thing is you can have your rollouts where, like, Titan obviously could play as a tank or a sort of a more DPS base. Like, you can change your rollout depending. So
yeah. It's not cool like when we do it. It's better if I'll be a warlock. It's fine. I love warlock. Warlock was cool.
We'll accept
I like
these.
the Darth Sidious electricity
Yeah.
moves and stuff. Like it's just OP. So anyway,
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, so that's what we've been doing. I guess I'm going to throw you a quick little factoid. I was sort of doing some searches during the week at work, which made me a little bit curious and scared due to the corporate watchdog monitoring my search history when I'm searching sex in video games and controversial sexual moments in games. And doing some digging, the alleged first video game to feature sexual themes was called Soft Porn Adventure,
Nice.
which was published by Online Systems for the Apple II in 1981. And despite heavy piracy, the game still sold 25,000 copies, roughly equivalent to 25% of the number of Apple IIs sold at the time.
that is pretty funny. Did you just skip asking me what I've been up to, Brendan?
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
You did.
Maybe I just wanted to mix it up and chuck that in there.
Because I finally, after many weeks and months of Tekken, have something very cool to talk about, and I'm really upset that you didn't.
Apologies. It's because you led off with the pack stuff. I thought you'd bookend it in there. All
Sorry,
right.
yeah,
Dreamo,
no.
tell me the things. I was just getting too stimulated talking about soft porn adventure.
Brendan, I just want it known. I want my own sound bite to introduce what I'm about to say. So you're gonna have to figure something out between now and when this comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You'll recall at the start of the year we had New Year's gaming resolutions.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Correct.
What was yours, Brendan?
Get to a certain level in Tekken 7, which
Yep.
I bought Tekken 7 the
You
other
did?
day.
You did?
Proof on the PlayStation 4. Bought that. I'm going to buy Diablo 3 as well. I can't remember my others.
I'm
though.
happy.
I thought it was
I'm
just those
happy
two.
if you want to not buy Diablo. I'm happy to.
Yes!
To scratch
Yes,
that from your.
the Blizzard social club.
Yeah, so.
You've had that goal scratched. Nice one, Brendan. Nice one.
Maybe I can I'll pick up a different goal. I'll substitute that for some other
I like
sort of
that.
What's
some other
that
type
damn
of
game that Nina wants us to play? Divinity or some shit.
Oh,
Divinity
I've
2?
got that.
Oh,
I've got that.
maybe you can switch it out.
Ali, what were your goals? Do you remember?
All I remember is that I'm meant to play either like Bloodborne or like one of those games, and
A Soulsborne game, sure.
yeah.
Okay. Mine was that I wanted to make a video game. Now, I think I might actually be the first one to have completed our goals. Our goal. In October.
Guarantee
We're in
you.
October.
I'm
we're in the
not
middle of
touching that game
October. I made a video game. I recreated Miss Pac-Man through the Unity engine. And
Congratulations, man.
Thank
That's
you
awesome.
very much. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
It was maybe the single coolest thing I've ever done. It was a lot of fun to do. It's incredible just how easy it kind of is if you do understand C# as a language. And a little bit about the Unity engine. The Unity engine's so good. It makes it so easy to actually put this all together. The whole experience was fantastic. It took me, I think, approximately 40 hours to put this together from start to finish. And that's just not just the game itself and the scripting, but also the sprite assets, finding some appropriate sound bites, all of that stuff. And if I'm being honest, I think it plays pretty well. I'm missing a couple of core staples of the game, like the scoreboard and the life system, but the actual just bones of rolling around a board, running away from ghosts. The ghosts have specific like AI behaviors that I've successfully programmed myself, which I'm very proud of.
Hey.
I did it. I made a game. So
Very
I'm
nice.
I'm very, very happy. I've got to put it up, so maybe I'll need to get like a video of it or something just to prove to the world that this momentous occasion occurred. But yeah, I also want it on record that by far I'm the least reliable of the three of us.
And you had
and
the
also-
most impossible.
And here it is, just sticking the landing.
And I had what is probably the hardest of the goals. And I fucking
Brendan's
nailed
was
it.
buy a game, mine was just play a game, and yours was like
Brendan-
make a game, and you're like, I did
Brendan's-
mine.
Brendan's was to get to a specific rank in Tekken 7, which
Oh, yeah.
we'll still do, buddy. We'll still do. I want to coach you to that
Yeah,
level,
yeah.
man. I think we can get there.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
But no, kudos. So what have you titled your game? Or is it just like Mrs. Pac-Man 2.0?
Miss Hackman.
Oh, Miss Hackman.
No, it's just a recreation, and if I'm being totally honest, this was actually part of a uni assignment, so I was driven to do it for ulterior motives.
Mandatory.
But two birds with one stone.
But you know what? That's a tick in the win column for you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. I'm so stoked about it, and
It's pretty cool.
I fucking love making video games, guys. I'm gonna keep ripping off old school 2D platformers and games of yesteryear, because they all seem to take not long at all to make.
So you heard it here first. Sam will be creating the first ever Hungry Gamers game. So keep your ear out.
Oh, yeah. I just want to be some random little NPC. I don't need to be like even a playable character, just an NPC in like one scene.
Well, you know, Brendan...
Or maybe many scenes. Maybe
You've
my,
got the
my
beard.
ego
You have
needs
to
many
be
scenes.
a quest giver.
These things cost money, Brendan. So you know, we can talk turkey after this. I don't mind offering out my skills.
Have you got any interest in a gold PlayStation 4 controller? It's real gold.
Is it actually? It's not real
You're
gold.
holding that up pretty well.
Of course,
for
it's
real
not real
But
gold.
you know what, Brendan? I do have an interest. Let's talk later.
Or maybe this purple one.
Or how about both?
Oh, now I need to be a mainline playable character if that's the case.
Wow,
Maybe a Sea
yeah.
of Thieves Xbox controller.
Well,
That
if
one
you
looks
throw that in, then yeah, maybe I'll consider giving you a few extra lines.
Or the one-of-a-kind Hungry Gamers laser-etched controller.
Oh.
Which is a
Custom
purple
colorway.
controller that just has a thing down the
It's
bottom.
custom
that says
colorway. I picked these colors. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right.
No one has the purple.
All right, so I'm throwing the gauntlet down to you two. You have 2.5 months to complete your goals.
Oh, fuck.
And we can't get to the end of the year with just me succeeding. Even I know that cannot be that cannot be the world we live in, where I'm the only reliable person on this podcast.
It upsets the balance.
All sorts of crazy shit will happen.
That's true.
Yeah.
You guys need to put your socks up, get onto it.
Yeah. Well, I'm halfway there. I've bought Tekken. I just need to install it now and hone my fighting abilities. So
I think I own Bloodborne.
you should have. I think it was on like PS Plus a few times for
I
free.
don't have
So
a PlayStation anymore.
oh no,
PC Live.
oh no.
Oh, on Switch.
All right, yeah, you got some options. All right, so let's move into another question. This comes via way of the main man himself, Jono Peck, and he asks, which two video games should make sweet love and create a baby with the best DNA of both games? Who wants to lead this off?
Obviously, Ali.
No, I like
Or
this
Brendan.
one. Like always, like throws me off. So it's like I could.
Do you have an answer for this, Brendan?
Yeah, do you have an answer?
Off the top of my head, I think you need to certainly blend something open world. So, like, I was leaning towards a Grand Theft Auto 5 or a Red Dead Redemption, just so you've got this giant sandbox. So, I'm going to go with Red Dead Redemption meets Dino Crisis, because who doesn't want cowboys fighting dinosaurs in an open world? You know, you're not riding trusty steeds anymore. You can tame dinosaurs like you would in Ark, and you can ride your dinos around the joint. You've got a nice, big, juicy Rockstar-related narrative where I'm pretty much just making dino riders, really, just to be honest here.
Wasn't that interesting? Because I was also going to say Red Dead Redemption too. With
oh, really?
Yeah, with Turok or whatever your second one was there.
You dickhead. So this is just a passion project for me. I love the West. I love gunslingers. I love dinosaurs. Let's just blend them in together. I'm taking the easy, low-hanging fruit as far as personal passions that would tickle my pickle.
Okay, so we're not trying to create like the best game for everyone, just for our own personal.
Could go either way. I went with selfish motives. I'll have a think while you say a
little
few
bit of
more.
self-love.
Well, will you say yourselves and see if I can come up with something else?
I'm going to rip off your theme and say Pokemon versus Monster Hunter World. So the way this would work is you can either have a Monster Hunter World game that's all Pokemon, and you have these cool adventures to go out and catch the Pokemon in a Monster Hunter World fashion, or you have Monster Hunter World in Pokemon, where it's super fucking easy to just run around and get anything done, and you don't have to spend an hour going and hunting and doing all this stuff that probably makes the game really good anyway, but I just didn't have any time for.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have one. So I want the story-driven like game mechanics of Heavy Rain. Like,
Nice.
you know, like solving a crime and every action has a reaction. But
And
I
Senran
want,
Kagura.
oh man, imagine. I was actually going to go down that route. I was actually going to go down. I just want the scariest game, like with the best graphics. So I don't know if it's like Resident Evil right now, or like if there's actually something else out there that is just more gruesome, horror, scary. So then I can have like the detective story part and then the horror. Now I know there's that Evil Within game, but Heavy Rain has more like story action kind of stuff. Like if people have played those kind of games, I think they know what angle I'm going at. So essentially I want like a serial killer detective game, but like really like gruesome and horror, like, or thriller, I guess. So that's what I want.
There was that game Murdered Soul Suspect, which almost looked like The Evil Within, where you were a detective and you were sort of solving supernatural crimes, but it was a bit lighter on. I think you're going to a deeper depth here.
Yeah, I'm like talking like creepy, like serial killer shit.
Yeah.
Which
Cool.
is really
Cool.
awesome.
Remember the game Condemned? Did you just play Condemned? It was a first-person sort of brawler where you're a cop chasing a serial killer. That was pretty gritty and scary.
Oh, I thought that was
okay,
the
I'm
one that
thinking of a
got
different game.
banned.
Yeah, that's what I
No,
thought
that
it
was Manhunt.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No.
I thought Condemned did.
Maybe it did too.
There was like someone was like in a prison. I think that's where the setting was. But I mean, they made a Saw game, and that was just fucked
That's
up.
true.
Like not in a good
Dreamo,
way.
what do you got here? You got anything else you want to add to it outside of your Pokemon Monster Hunter hybrid?
Nah, dude, that's it. I'm good. Let's roll on.
Let's roll on.
Yeah.
All right, let's highlight a couple of crazy dating sims and see if anyone has actually played these or has some intention to play these. The first one, I wanted to play this before this episode so I could give some good, honest, finger-licking good feedback, but I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Obviously, the KFC dating sim was released free-to-play on Steam about a month back now. It's in my Steam library. It's ready to go. I just need to find some time to get amongst that two-piece feed and see what it's all about.
I haven't really heard anyone play it.
Yeah, me either.
No one's actually kind of
It
said
popped
like
up on the socials, and that was it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah? Okay.
it's on the list.
Hey to Fool Boyfriend, the pigeon dating sim. Miss Hart, have you played
Oh
this?
yeah, I played it, finished it. It was great. I never felt
What's
so.
the end game? Like, what happens when you like spoilers? I guess.
Well,
but...
I mean, it's like any kind of dating sim. You'll get different endings based on who you romantically attach yourself to. So depending on which pigeon bad boy you choose or soft boy, you get a different kind of ending. Oh, also how successfly you woo them as well. So I think I went.
Or how successfully you coo them.
Yeah, I don't actually realize.
That's not my best work.
Putting the pigeon game after the KFC game was probably not smart, but it's a good game.
Hey, it's all locally sourced Steggles chicken these days, fresh not frozen.
Australian.
Can I ask on the pigeon game? Was there like a pigeon that like his kink or his favorite thing to do was like poo on cars? Was like he like the car poo king?
Not that one I pursued. No, there was one that liked
Missed
going to a cat
opportunity.
cafe, which
Oh, wow.
sounds wrong.
You like to tread on the edge of danger, sort of see if these cats want a bit of that bird. Dreamo, are you going to play a Hateful Boyfriend?
I sure am, buddy. There's nothing I love more in this world than pigeons, obviously.
There we go.
And I want to see them find romance just like the rest of us.
Fair call. Next one, Jurassic Heart. Obviously, this one's going straight from my emotional heartstrings. It's a dinosaur dating game. It actually looks like it's a Java-based game. You just play it via the web browser. I've loaded up here. I'm probably going to give it a go after we record here. I thought about playing during, but I know I'd get too distracted trying to win the hearts of a T-Rex or something like that. So yeah, Jurassic Heart looks good. Another free-to-play. Kokoro, a cricket dating sim. And no, this is not like Shane Warne cricket. We're talking about the bug, the crickets.
The pictures from this are pretty scary because it's like a cricket head and then boobs.
Yeah, it's some fetish stuff going on. I reckon there's a few people playing this one one-handed. Blending insect and boobies together is many a person's kink, I reckon.
Very specific one.
You know what? Everyone's got their own, all right? We can't judge here. Five Nights of Love, which is a Five Nights at Freddy's dating sim.
Yeah.
I would not be playing this because it would scare the fucking shit out of me.
I don't think it has
jump
that
scares
scary.
in Freddy's gets me all the time.
Scare boner. Yeah, like I worry about this one, like, you know, and it's like actually I worry about all of them, but this one in particular is because you know that like certain groups or certain fandoms always just take it a little bit further. It's like someone actually said, "I want a fucking animatronic."
Yeah, someone at Chuck E. Cheese got caught out in real life and got fired.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a game. Yeah,
Isn't that what fairies are? Isn't that just the
they're
fairy
not
thing?
animatronic. There's a human in there.
No, I know. But
Yeah.
they're basically the same thing. It's like a mascot suit.
I guess it is.
Yeah.
I guess it is more mascot based than not.
Fairy suit with a dick hole cut out.
There he's gone.
Oh, that got me. That got me. Furry suit with the dick hole. All right, the
Name of
next
the
one.
episode.
That'd be the episode.
My Horse Prince. Horse with man's head dating game. Any interest in this one where you could wine and dine far lap or some other notable steed?
Is this like a centaur style?
No, because
thing,
isn't
or is it just the
centaur?
head?
It's the head. The centaur usually starts around like the chest. You know, like
Yeah.
a
So
So it's like a
man's
minotaur.
chest.
And it's
Well-
a great chest. It's one of the defining features of. You never see a fat centaur. They're always well cut.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But this is just a man's head. Like, I originally just saw like a picture or a screenshot from this game, and I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought like someone just made it up. Like, I didn't know it was an actual game. Like, it's scary.
Damn, it's on the Google Play Store.
Quick. Would you rather, Ali? Would you rather
Oh, no.
man's head on horse body or horse head on man's body?
Why am I taking so long to think of it? I don't know.
Well, it's a hard.
I
Would
guess-
you rather?
I guess technically it should be man's head, horse's body, because
No. You're thinking about it wrong. You can-
Especially,
you can-
I've seen some horse appendages. My God, that'll split a woman in two.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but then have you ever been bitten by a horse?
Yeah, but you just assume that you can turn them around and not have to look at them.
You can break them in.
Oh wow. We're really earning the R rating.
Someone's being
on this
broken in
episode.
after that, though. Ugh.
Yeah. So I'm looking at My Horse Prince right now, and I don't know if it's the same on every platform or this is a different version, but it's anime sort of style graphics with like this anime male face on a head body, and it's like, will you be my owner?
Oh my god.
It's some bizarre things.
Mm.
Yeah, My Horse Prince. What an absolute humdinger. So the next one, the Bacon Lettuce Biographies, which is a meat dating game. So this one is a visual novel about a boy who believes he hears the voices of aliens, but falls in love with another boy. But then he's also trying to date slabs of meat, like we're talking like bits of bacon and steaks, and yeah, this is something.
Yeah.
This is something. Like I love bacon, you know, especially if it's like maple bacon. Like, you know, I'd probably take a big slab of maple bacon on a date if it treated me right. But yeah, I don't know. This is something.
That's some next level stuff. I actually put that one on there because I knew someone that, you know, who was
Fuck meat.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say someone that loves meat so much. But
Someone who bars up at the deli.
I'll get 300 grams of honey baked ham. Oh, please get me the those short, chubby, nasty churrascos in the back. Would you like that sliced thin or thick? Thick, please.
Oh. Brendan, you do this a little too well, mate.
Mate, I like my cold cuts, all right?
Clearly.
Honey baked ham is delicious.
How do we...
no mention of roast beef.
I'm
How was that the wrong one?
I'm pushing forward. Next segment. Let's go.
All right,
guys.
let's get into the housekeeping,
this
shall we?
This is going to go crazy.
Quick bit of housekeeping, obviously, patreon.com/we are8bit gets you early access to the 8-bit cast for as low price of $1. As Dream mentioned, episode 14 is available on early access to Patreon subscribers. For $1, you can get access to that dirty secret shame, just a horrible train wreck of an episode. You
Great
may
episode.
not look at me the
hold
same after listening to it. It was a great
Great
episode.
episode. Great listening. Train wreck of a decision on our part to to air all of our personal shames. In an attempt to
it's the best kind of hot
other.
mess.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, the best kind of hot mess. You'll never look and think of a few of us the same, hearing some of the things that we like getting into or have done in former lives. But yeah, patreon.com/weare8bit. Starting at $1, get early access to the 8-bit cast, and that scales up and gets you access to exclusive perks like free merchandise, immortalization in the 8-bit family portrait, as well as exclusive entries into our monthly giveaways. Also, a quick shout out to the legends at Audio Technica. They have been our sponsor since day one. They have the best in audio-based equipment. We're talking headphones, microphones, gaming headsets, turntables, and just about everything else in between. So audiotechnica.com or audiotechnica.com.au for our local Australian listeners. And then last but surely not least, weare8bit.storeenvy.com, which is our official merch store. The best merchandise in the gaming space. As we sort of have mentioned the last few weeks, we're even going to have bum bags starting next week. So you want to relive your youth or maybe join a local gang, grab yourself an 8-bit bum bag to look the part, hide your Shiv in there, maybe hide your Nintendo Switch in there, just whatever you got to do to keep it safe on the mean streets. Weare8bit.storeenvy.com for the best in gaming-based merchandise. And now let's move on to another fantastic love and romance-based question. This comes via way of our man Jack Cruz. And he asks you first, Dream, has a game ever given you a boner or, obviously for Miss Ellie Hart, a lady boner? So Dreamo, has anything got you tingly or worked you up that you've played in your time as a gamer?
Well, absolutely. I mean, every time I pick up Tekken 7, I'd bar up with every victory, obviously. Nothing makes me happier than defeating my enemies on the battlefield. But also, close runner up, I haven't played it, but just looking at that Senran Kagura.
You can't take my answer.
The gameplay trailers for that thing, Ali, you must be hot and bothered, just playing those games, because it is ridiculous. It's borderline hentai.
I mean, yeah, there's no denying that. It's a great game to look at, but I also like gameplay. I know that's a real cop-out, but I do actually enjoy it, especially Bon Appetit, which is a rhythm game and a cooking game. I'm just I like the gameplay, and there's a great view. So
I wish they called it Bon Appetit.
I guess they could.
They probably did. We don't know, Brendan. The translations from Japanese to English are often a little off. Yeah.
So what about you, Brandon?
Yeah, I think, I was trying to think back to the first time maybe when I was oh, hello, this is a bit sexy and a bit saucy, and I'm doubling back to playing Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
And remember in Soul Calibur, it was one of the first fighting games where obviously armor and things get broken off the character as you fight against them. So the more damage you dish or the more damage you take, they can lose parts of their chest armor or their chest outfit or their pants or whatever it might be. And there was a character in it called Ivy.
Yeah.
And she's very busty, very chesty, short, sort of blondie, silvery bob hair, if I can remember right. And she had a whip chain. And I remember fighting her in this game and, knocking her down to her undergarments almost, and just seeing the boob mechanics in it. And I was like, oh, hello.
It sounds
what is going on here?
What an erotic fantasy that must have been for you at 12 or 13, Brendan. And to beating
the shit out of a
totally
woman till
agree
her
with
clothes
you
fell
on
off.
This game, the bosoms of the female characters in this game defied gravity. They would just kind of float and bounce so unnaturally, but so seductively. Brendan, great game, great choice, well done.
Yeah.
Sure, you got many a good rub out of that.
Oh my goodness. No. Probably thought about it a few times, but I was too busy trying to ascend to the top of the Soul Calibur mountain.
All right.
I just want to
What
say that
the
we all
listeners
chose,
at home aren't seeing is Brendan's winking at me furiously as he says all of that.
I just want to say that we all chose animated based games. So you can have a go at me about the hentai-ish element of my Senran Kagura, but I mean they're all animated Japanese characters. So
Yeah, we all got a type.
That's it. Hentai. It's our type.
It's art.
Dreamo, what about you? What got your pickle tickled?
It's Tekken.
I've done this already.
Oh, sorry.
You're off your game
but-
today, mate. Where are you? Where's your head
I
at?
am off the game. I think you got me because you didn't talk about a character per se. It was just the game as a whole, just getting you that stimulated because you're the Tekken Iron Fist master.
Just, mate, I'm just skirting around the edges on this one. I don't wanna-
Mate, dive into
don't wanna say
the
anything
shame
too-
pool with us. Come swim. The water's
Don't want to
fine.
say anything too damning in case it affects my
muggy.
political career in 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is going to stop it.
Vote Dream 2031. Anyway, let's go.
All right. It's time for some news.
This week's news headlines.
And the first one, the need to breed Pokemon is no more. Pokemon min-maxers rejoice as you'll be able to find Pokemon with maximum 4 values in the wild in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Whoa, IV.
You'll see said Pokemon around the world emitting a faint yellow aura.
Maximum IV values.
IV
You're reading it
values.
as Roman numeral. Yeah. IV.
Yeah, IV.
Which
Makes
stands
sense.
for...
Even though I've played a lot of
for-
Pokemon.
So the whole thing about IV values is that your Pokemon has stats, but your Pokemon has secret stats, which basically determine how powerful it is. And so a Pokemon with max IV values is the strongest version of that Pokemon. And it's very hard. It's very hard to get a Pokemon with max IV values. And I'm trying to work out how you even determine it. It's not clear. It's not like you just open up the stats, you see the strength, speed, special attack, all that. It's not there. It's somewhere else. NATO would know. I'm not close enough to it.
NATO would be all over this. He's rolling over in his bed right now, going, "What are you doing to me?" as he listens to this. But so no more Poke breeding. So obviously it ties in and it's nicely on brand here with the theme of this episode. You can just find them out in the wild. They'll have a yellow hue or a yellow cloud around them, and you'll know straight away that they are maximum IV values in Sword and Shield. So that's pretty exciting for next month when this game comes out.
I like seeing these the maximum, like when they evolved them to that big size, and I love like all the releases that they're showing them and they're big. Although Meowth looked really weird.
Yeah,
It looked a bit phallic.
big long neck body.
Yeah. That was a weird
big
choice.
like dick cat.
Dick cat, yeah.
The
Looking this up
Charizard looked fantastic though. Charizard's like crossing over into Godzilla territory where there's just all this flame permeating from its body and it looked gangster. And then I love the big chunky Pikachu.
Yeah, Chunky Pikachu was absolutely adorable. Back to the roots.
Yeah. So the next bit of news. Are you looking for something small, smooth, and sleek for your hands to play with? Well, fear not, as Analog has announced the Analog Pocket, a
Never had that
stylish
problem in
third-party
my life.
handheld that will play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. It will be available in 2020 for $199 USD, and it's designed by the same team that released the excellent Super NT and Mega SG consoles. The Analog Pocket has a similar philosophy, allowing you to play cartridge-based retro games in the best possible quality without any emulation. In this case, Analog promises that the Pocket will play every Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance game out of the box, and cartridge adapters will apparently allow the Pocket to play the likes of Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, and Atari Lynx games too. The Pocket will display those games on a 3.5-inch LCD screen at 1600 by 1440 resolution, which is 10 times that of the original Game Boy. Analog claims that there has never been a display this advanced in a video game system. So the Analog Pocket, are you going to be playing with this next year? Is this something that is going to scratch that nostalgia itch, that retro itch of our childhood playing the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color? Or are you just like, meh,
Is
not
it
for
just
me?
cartridges?
Yeah. So all the OG cartridges,
Because I don't know. I don't have any. I don't have any games.
you can buy them.
I know I'm not buying any more sort of old dead system. No.
Yeah, I'm a big no on this.
Because then, like, people
Big-
are
big
like,
time no.
"Oh, there's actually a demand for these again. I'm gonna up the price." Like,
But also the best games are already on the Nintendo store. Like they've brought a lot of the best Game Boy and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games into the new generation, and they're fully supported by Nintendo. So you can play multiplayer through Switch. You don't have to rely on the fact that you and your dumb friend both forked out $200 US for a system that is doing exactly what Nintendo was doing 20 years ago.
You and your dumb friend.
Well, you're obviously both don't have a lot going on. If these are the kinds of decisions you're making, then there's not a lot going on upstairs, is there? Yeah, I don't.
Sam 2031.
I don't even know how they get away with this. How do you even how do you sell this?
It's very niche. I reckon that they've probably said, oh, you know what? A lot of people have like the OG cartridges. Let's just get them this device. But for me, who doesn't have a single one.
But the problem with the cartridges these days is that the batteries within those cartridges are often dead. And they need to be replaced. So you need to open up the cartridge to replace the battery inside so that the game will even play. What are we in, 2019?
We are in 2019.
Yep.
And it'll be 2020 when these come out. So you guys are feeling like the analog pocket is going to come to the market very flaccid and, not for anybody, just by the sounds of things.
Putting in those.
I think there are a bunch of existing ways to play Game Boy Color, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games that are easier, cheaper, and more accessible than a $200 device. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm missing something. Maybe, I don't know, does your taxes for you or something.
It's certainly not for everybody, that's for sure. Like, this is very much for collectors. Anyone like you think of someone like that we know, like a Dusty that's probably got a gajillion Game Boy games in a collection, and would be buying this so they could play all those games on a better resolution, scaled up, and still getting that feeling of nostalgia. Like, yeah, it's certainly not something I'm going to be buying for $200.
I would argue that you would probably be looking more for a Game Boy than you would for this. If you're a collector, you know what I mean?
I mean, this is like for people who have like a bunch of was it Game Boy Color? Like, you know, you've got a few of the different kind of cartridges, but I mean, like for me, like it would purely be like the whole emulator thing. It's like, oh, you mean this thing holds like, maybe 100 games in it? Yeah, definitely, I'd be down. But since Nintendo's cracking down on like online emulators and all that sort of jizz,
Did you say all that sort of jizz?
Yeah, I did actually. Gotta keep to the theme.
I'll give them this. It looks good. I'll give them the design of the actual thing looks pretty cool. Sexy. But
it looks good.
But who gives a shit about the display? How advanced does the display need to be for a Game Boy Advance game?
But this is the most advanced in a gaming system. And I'm just saying that from the quote. I couldn't give two rats' asses. Like, it's cool to see these guys keeping that nostalgia dream alive and probably getting a few devout retro and Game Boy fans something that they've maybe wanted for a while. Maybe on the forums, this is something that has a lot of demand, but just
not even
from my lane, not for me.
I'm so angry about this, Brendan. So angry you brought this to our attention.
I'm sorry, man. I know we're talking about cutting edge innovation and pioneering new ideas. Miss Pac-Man remake is very revolutionary for the game.
Yeah, I was just about to throw that out. there. See how I'm like poo-pooing it. But honestly, if you do play my Miss Pac-Man game, you'll blow a load, eh?
I'm excited to play.
You'll bar up in yet another video game, Brendan.
I'm excited. Maybe if you put a couple of Soul Calibur characters in there, you know what? It'll be the next best thing for me. That's for sure.
I'll cut out the middleman, mate. I'll just put a set of boobs in there.
that's just Miss Pac-Man. Just two set of boobs, like a set of boobs with little mouths.
Oh,
all right.
Would you call it Miss Stacked Man? Because there'd be big boobies. Anyway,
you always pride yourself on coming up with names. You love the name game.
It's one of my favorite
a talent.
things.
It's a skill. You're right. Yeah.
it's there's not much talent. Trust me. I think I like miss more than I stick. That's for sure. But the next bit of news.
Oh yeah.
NBA 2K20 slams their big shiny orange balls all over the competition on their way to becoming the highest selling game of 2019 and also the biggest launch month for sales for any sports game ever.
Oh my God.
What does this beat this year?
Well, this would beat things like, man, what's like Resident Evil 2, Wolfenstein.
Is the new FIFA out?
Big games. What was that?
Is the new FIFA out?
Yeah. I think it is. And then also like, God, I'm having a mental blank on games that have come out this year.
Yeah, I think this is a low bar this year.
Well, I'm surprised because like you brought it up, like had they released FIFA, but I think actually FIFA's been getting a lot of flack finally because would you believe it? They've been releasing essentially the exact same game.
Yeah.
I think that people have been actually finding like actual like things saying like 2018 in it, like yeah.
They just relabel it.
Yeah.
That's it. It is though. It's the same game with a different microtransaction system every year.
Pretty much. That's how I feel with like a lot of the sports games, but I know I'm wrong to all the people that absolutely froth over sports games.
But to be fair though, I can't see how NBA 2K or any of these other sports games would be any different. They'd all be relatively the same. I think there's a different story mode.
That's about it. The graphics get a slight bump, and then there's a new My Career or My Player option, and that's about it. But people are hungry for it. And sort of just looking at a couple of releases, I know why we couldn't remember some of these big releases because such powerhouses such as Crackdown 3 came out this year.
Oh, yeah.
Far Cry New Dawn was out this year, Metro Exodus, Jump Force, Anthem.
So it's not really a big year.
Devil May Cry 5, Division 2, Sekiro.
Division 2, Sekiro, yeah, those are big.
It's just that sport community, man.
Yeah, that and as you guys said before, like that FIFA community is also bonkers for it. Like it sells like hotcakes year on year for the minor of minor updates year on year, but people are just hungry for it.
Yeah, and I can't speak much. Like the second Destiny drops DLC, I'm like, I'll buy it, and it's just essentially the same thing, but...
Rage 2.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11. But outside of that, yeah, I'm just skimming through the notable releases for the year, and there's not a huge amount of heavy hitters. Obviously, Harry Potter Wizards Unite was hot for about 3 seconds there.
Did you guys play that? I played that.
Life. No, I haven't played it.
I kind of got into it.
Oh, wait, did I?
I know, you were all about it.
Wait, was that the mobile game?
That's right.
Yep.
Oh, I lied. I did. I tried it for like 2 seconds. And went back to Pokemon Go.
All right.
Yes. Oh, Gears 5 is another one.
Well done, NBA 2K20 for top of the charts, top of the pops.
Dunking all over the competition, posterizing
all that
the
money.
rest of the gaming,
2K.
the gaming space.
2K making so much money this year.
Yeah, Borderlands, NBA, just printing money.
Gearbox, Take-Two, all these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
These rich sons of bitches.
I know. These corporate fat cats.
Yeah.
All right, the last bit of news. The Western audience is apparently not ready for this Japanese Tokyo Mirage Sessions jelly. Wii U RPG Tokyo Mirage Sessions #FE Encore is coming to Nintendo Switch. The bad news, it's a toned down Western version which includes less revealing outfits, among other changes. The really bad, Nintendo neglected to communicate this change to Japanese fans, hoping to get their hands on a Switch port of the original Japanese release, instead stating they did this to allow for a simultaneous global release on October 17. So the skinny of this bit of news headline is, this is a game about sort of teenage girls, pretty scantily clad on the OG Wii U version, and they've dialed it right back. We've sort of got a source image here for yourselves to look at, where they've gone from bikini, underwear-laden vixens to dressed in overalls and jumpers and hats. The world is angry. The world wants their teenager-esque semi-nudity games instead of some stripped-back, learned school students that are dressed appropriately.
Yeah, the Japanese, I think they're the ones that originally got ported with this, bikini, scantily clad young girls. And I think, everyone else actually got the one that's getting ported. So the Japanese people are like, no, we want our nudity, because that's what they do. They make those games, and the more skin, the better. But
apparently so.
The real big issue is the age thing, which is always a wonderful hot topic between people who play like these games. And
I don't know much of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but these girls, from what I hear and aware of, are like 14, 15 or something in this game. So I don't have an issue with Nintendo putting some more clothes on them, because that's some dangerous behavior, and you know, I don't play these games anyway, but like it would certainly make me not want to play it more when I'm playing with some 14, 15-year-old girls in this game that are wearing next to nothing. Like it's a very deadly space to be in.
At the risk of putting my foot in it, looking at these images, these girls could be easily 20, 21, 25. Like it's that style of drawing where it's like they could be 15 or they could be 30 depending on what the story needs them to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Show me a 30-year-old anime character and put it next to this, and it kind of looks the same. You know what I mean? What am I doing? Am I trying to justify why it's okay to oogle at these? All right, no. You know what? I retract everything. I say.
Sam 2031.
Dream. Vote dream.
Yeah. Oh, you got a good.
We need to come up
with
my campaign.
About the
we
dream.
need to come up with
like,
a campaign. That's so good.
You've got something there. Yeah, I guess the biggest problem is that it's always implied. Like, there's a lot of these games. Like, I'm going to admit, Senran Kagura actually does have a young character in it, and even in my game where they get declothed, the young one does as well, and it made me really uncomfortable. So I have to avoid that stage at all costs. So, yeah.
All right.
Just make them adults. You still get to see it. Just make them adults.
As Dreamo said, like, for the most part, these character models could be anywhere from teens to 30s. So just instead of the storyline where they come up and have their age or whatever, just bump 10 years on it. You know, it'd cut out a whole lot of this hullabaloo and awkwardness and levels of unease. Because even though they are video game characters, just the fact that they are showcased as school kids or whatever else, it's just not a good time. You know, people don't want to be playing that, especially when they're getting declothed and in very suggestive situations.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the news. So let's pivot very quickly into something a little bit more lighter in tone, hopefully. I'd like to know your first video game crushes.
This was a hard one because, like, I had to think back. Like, when was, like, the first time I was kind of like, I guess it's a girl being like, ooh, like, you know, like, and I can't, like, think that, like, as a young girl, like, playing all the games, like, on Sega and everything like that, like, actually being, like, you know, infatuated with a specific character. So the first one that I can actually think about, like, when I was in, like, high school was actually Zell from Final Fantasy VIII.
Weird one.
I mean,
was it the face tats?
Like, just particularly because you have
turns
Squall.
out I have a thing.
You have Squall and Irvine.
I hated
that
Squall.
Game too.
He was a whiny bitch. He was a
moody little so and so, wasn't he?
Whiny bitch. But like Zell was like, you know, he did backflips. He had like, you know, the cheeky kind of like cool guy attitude. He was joking around. So I think that's what the appealing factor was to me. Like,
is that
he was the fun
also
guy.
What attracted you to your loved one, that he did a backflip and you were like, that's my guy.
That's that's the courting process for me. If you have to do a backflip,
Just do a backflip.
and then a thumbs up. That's what he does in his little intro. You gotta do a backflip and a thumbs up. Just look up Zell intro, and everyone
made
knows
it to round 2.
I would love if you were like still single and dating, and this was your criteria, where it's like you're speed dating. You're like, do a backflip. No backflip. Next one. Bing.
I make this much money. That's great. Do a backflip.
I'm more of a front flip guy, and it's like, let's see it.
They do say opposites attract. You never know.
That's the worst thing is when they say to me, "You do a fucking backflip." I'm like, "Oh shit, got me there."
What a sham!
Touché.
What a sham!
All right, so I'm in a similar realm. Tifa Lockhart was probably my first video game crush. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII. I think I just liked, like, she was a little bit shy, but sort of, I don't know, motherly and sort of the caring figure and the pillar in 7. I liked that she was part of the resistance, you know, so she had a little bit of an edge to her. Obviously, in later iterations and when the graphics bumped up, you actually saw how very attractive she was. And I remember watching Advent Children. I was like, my God, she
has a great personality.
She is. Like, I like the shyness about her. I like that she was like grounded and She was very on the level. I remember playing 7.
Very
You've
balanced.
thought more about her. Like, you think more deeply about her than I think about most real life people.
Jesus. Do
The
a
level
backflip.
of detail you just went in there, mate, it was fantastic. It's so romantic. I'm so sorry it didn't work out for you and Tifa.
I know, yeah, it is what it is. Different worlds. She's in the resistance. I'm working in electronic security, talking on podcasts. Like, it just wouldn't work, mate. Like, the sword I carry around is not very big at all compared to Cloud's. So, like, how am I going to compete?
Yeah.
I got a little switchblade, and he's rocking this thing the size of my car. Like,
He's got Omnilash. He's got Omnilash.
man.
And you know what else? I bet he could do a backflip.
I can do a cartwheel.
Oh, big guy. Big Brendan and his cartwheel. What an athlete.
Don't bring a cartwheel to a backflip fight, mate.
God damn it. I'm going to go sit back in the corner. What about you, Dreamo? What's your first video game crush?
Anna Williams, Tekken 3, that buxom red Bonnie in that beautiful red dress. Porchima! She was fucking gorgeous. And that was I was like 10 when, maybe a bit 9 or 10. I can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, that was it. Anna Williams. Purely an aesthetic thing, Brendan. I didn't really, get to know the real Anna Williams for who she was as a person. We never really bonded on that level. I think she is an assassin. I know she's an assassin. She has a heated rivalry with her sister Nina Williams.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of family politics. I like when everything's nice and easy. I don't need that drama in my life. So I guess that's why it probably never worked out between us. But yeah.
You know what I liked about, I can't remember if it was both the sisters or just one of them, but one of their moves, you can make them fart.
What?
No.
Yeah, you could.
No.
Yeah, you could.
No. Kuma could fart. Kuma's got a fart move.
Yeah, so could Gon.
Gon's got a fart move.
I could have sworn one of them could fart as well.
No, Nina has a poison breath move. Is that what you're thinking of?
I could have sworn.
Look
one
who
of
you're
them
going
farted.
up against here, mate. I lived and breathed this buddy game.
I'm googling it at the same time.
Fucking go for
We've
it, son.
lost
You know
Ali.
what?
Mom, it's because no one's going to witness it, but how offended Sam got. It was just like, he was so offended that you just said one of his ladies farted.
Oh, I've got nothing. Hey, it's a totally human thing. I think it just makes
but
it
it
more
was
real.
just more
It's
like,
cool.
how
I'm cool
dare
with
you,
fighting. I'll
like-
smell it. I'll give it a sniff. It's fine.
Maybe I could have sworn though, like playing like Tekken 3 or something. I could have sworn they had a move like that.
Mate, look who you're going up against here. You're going up against... I'm the only one who knows. You know what I mean? Out of all three of us. And you don't even trust what I'm telling you and my expertise. You go to Google. I'm offended. You're a shocking host. I'm taking over from here on out, Brendan. Ali, we're moving on to the next segment. Brendan,
Ali.
you can come along if you wish.
I'll just go. I'm done.
We're asking about current video game crushes here. So, Ali, tell us who your current video game crush is.
So my first one is Daidoji. She is from Senran Kagura series. So Senran Kagura is an assassin school kind of thing. So most of the girls are currently in school. This character is actually like a senior grad. So she's actually, been through the ranks. So she's actually looked up upon, and she's like a badass. She wears like that, like what's considered like badass like school uniform with like the ripped shoulders and the torn jacket, and like people say she looks like a female version of a character JoJo's Adventure, Johto or Jo, something like that. But
She's got a lot of hair.
She's got this vicious like black hair, like going like it's like a mane, and she's got like a 6-pack, massive boobs, and she's just badass. Like her stage on Bon Appetit is just epic. I love it.
Okay, and really quickly before we move on to Brendan, front flip, back flip status. Any flips involved?
I'm sure she can flip any way you'd ask her to.
Yeah,
Wow.
she
Wow.
probably does those no-handed
Wow.
Baranis. I reckon she's a Barani girl.
She'd have to be.
She
She's-
flips both
I
ways.
I
Love it.
recommend everyone just look her up.
Brendan.
Yeah, I'm looking her up right now. My God.
And have you seen the picture where she's holding like the giant like like meat on a bone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's taken me places.
That's what she does in Senran Kagura Bon Appetit. She does a giant like pig roast.
Whoa.
Yeah.
My goodness. Mm.
Brendan?
So I've got two that I wanted to sort of mention. Yennefer from the Witcher series. Just, I don't know. There's just something about it. She's a badass. That similar sort of look and description, you could almost say, to what Ali was saying. Long, dark, angry hair, very, very sure in her ways. She's just got this sex appeal about her, like the confidence and almost like a form of arrogance she's got in that Witcher series. It's just like, I got a thing for woman in charge, woman that knows what she wants, and she's she's just a very, very, very strong character in that franchise. Obviously, you see her naked, so you obviously get an idea of what's underneath that sort of garb she's rocking. But Geralt's true love courted her in the games, ended up settling down with her at the end of The Witcher 3. She's just, I don't know, she just got this moxie and this spark about her. But then Miranda Lawson's the other one from Mass Effect. You meet her in Mass Effect 2, Cerberus officer at the time. She's one of the ones responsible for bringing Shepard back to life. Her likeness is taken from Yvonne Strahovski from Chuck fame. Anyone that's watched Chuck would know the blonde woman, the blonde secret agent from Chuck, she's an Aussie woman, gorgeous girl. But yeah, I just like the banter you get with her through Mass Effect 2 and 3. Obviously she can be a love interest in the game, so naturally I courted her instead of going the alien route. I went the humanoid relationship in this regard. But badass. She was my ride or die through Mass Effect. She was always part of my sort of team of 3, her and Rex and things like that. So you get to know a lot about the characters in it. Got a lot of sex appeal, got a lot of confidence. And maybe it's just that Aussie voice that you hear in games that you don't really hear in games very much, sort of stands out a little bit more. So Miranda and Yen are my two that I've still got a little bit of a soft spot for in here. Obviously, Tifa's still in there too. But got a big heart. I got a room for a lot of women in there.
Nice one.
That's a bad thing to say.
I'm going to have to say, you know what? Mine's Anna Williams from Tekken 7, because just like a fine drop of red, like any fine drop of red, she just keeps getting better with age. And also because I'm loyal, Brendan. I don't change. I don't know why, but I just a completely hypocritical stab at you there, my friend. Sorry.
I was trying to work out where you're getting with that.
No, I don't know where I was trying to go with that. But I guess if you really had to twist my arm for another one, I'll tell you what got me recently. Miss Pac-Man from my Miss Pac-Man game.
I had another
waka.
She's got a pink bow.
God.
Ooh, so good.
I had a second too, because I feel like Destiny's always been a part of my life. I've got a small little crush for Shax, who's the Crucible leader.
He's sort of like woolen shoulders that get you, or the single horn?
It's his like bravado. It's his like. He's like, he has so much faith in you, and he wants to guide you, and he wants the best out of you.
And he does the voiceover work like in the Crucible and stuff.
Yeah,
so he gives you the praise and keeps you fighting.
And he really gets off when you do really well too. He's just like, yes, that's the way. And you're like, yeah.
That singular horn on his helmet just pulses.
Yeah. Give me that pulse rifle.
Oh my goodness. So I was waiting for Dreamo to get, because he's steering the ship here.
Sorry, I just wanted to just add an appropriate amount of dead air to the episode just to enhance it. Let me get back to it though. Guys, let's wrap it up with one last little question here. I wanted to find out, you're now on a date with the last character you played. How does that date look to be going? Yeah, don't come at me on the wording of that question. I didn't write it. It was written by the previous host.
Well, fuck you. And on my date front would be going fantastic, because the last game that I played was Ghostbusters Remastered. So I would be on a date with Peter Venkman, who is a childhood sort of idol for me. Full disclosure, when I was a kid, I love Ghostbusters and Peter Venkman, who was Bill Murray's character, so much. I used to make people, like when they'd say, "Hey, Brendan, how you going?" I'm like, "No, my name's not Brendan. My name's Peter Venkman." So I had people calling me Peter Venkman for a few months there, solid. So, yeah, we'd be sitting down, we'd be having a nice meal, a couple of little witty quips. Maybe I'm thinking steak and veggies, like a steak dinner with Bill Murray. Who knows? Maybe I'll slime him. I don't know. Maybe he'll slime me. Who knows where it's going? But the jokes are gonna be back and forth. We're gonna be puns are gonna be flying thick and fast, just like Proto-Pack goo. So yeah, me and Peter Venkman are gonna be having a good old time talking about ghosts, talking about life, talking about our deep widow's peaks. We've both got very deep widow's peaks. Even Bill Murray back in the 80s had sort of.
Do you get a lot of mileage out of that conversation at the moment?
Oh, about 30 seconds. It's a good icebreaker.
Great widow's peak.
Before we sort of segue into how was it to sort of take down Marshmallow Man? I love marshmallows. Maybe he can take me down. Who knows? Like it's the discussion is endless. And Peter Venkman, I love you, Bill Murray. You're a national treasure.
Nice one, Ali.
Nicolas Cage. Technically, the last game I played was actually Prison Architect.
Oh.
So
I think you've said enough.
Yeah, I think I know exactly how that date is going, and it's not
maybe you
going
could
well.
maybe you could do like a one of those kind of like romance novels but it's like the fantasy is that you're the prison warden and you're in love with the prisoner.
Oh, like Prison School, the anime?
Yeah. Oh, is that weird? I don't know what that is, sorry. But I'm assuming that's similar to the idea. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I don't think mine's going to be going well. If it's technically it's either going to be the warden or the prisoner, so.
Yeah,
but you know what? Like, if shows like Prison Break teach us anything, you could escape with your inmates and become good friends and go on lots of adventures. And
yeah.
You know what? There's hope for you yet.
He'd have really shit tattoos,
True.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Just make yourself a paper mache body and keep it in the bed there and dig your way to freedom.
Yeah, no.
Is that what happens in that? I don't know that that's what happens in that. You're thinking of.
I'm thinking
Shawshank Redemption.
No, that's a poster on the wall.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
I'm thinking of the one with Clint Eastwood in it. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest wasn't Clint Eastwood.
That's Jack Nicholson,
No,
and that is
Yeah.
not at all a great film. It's a great film. It's sad.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the one you're thinking of, though, mate. I'm not sure which one you're thinking
Clint
of.
Eastwood's the one that does the paper mache of himself and escapes. I can't remember.
I don't know. Funnily enough, for me, the last game I was playing was Final Fantasy VII. I'm playing it on the mobile at the moment. So if I was going on a date with the characters there, it would be. I think I've got a party of like 7 or 8 now. One of them's a dog. One of them's a mechanical machine, which surprisingly has come up twice in this episode. Sex with some kind of mechanical machine. It'd be crazy. It'd be wild. Some kind of crazy bestial orgy. I think is where that would wind up. And I'd be down for it.
Sounds like a good time. And the movie I was thinking of was Escape from Alcatraz, was what I was thinking.
Okay. Interesting. I haven't seen that one. Is it good? Do you rate it?
It's not bad. Not bad.
It's the Brendan
I think it was
stick
in
of
the
approval?
80s. Yeah. Anything with like middle-aged, grizzled Clint Eastwood is worth a watch, I think. He's just a dude. Even now, like he's 200 years old, he's still just a grizzled old dude that could still probably win more fights than he loses.
I don't think I've seen any movies with him in it.
He's the best. Gotta watch like Dirty Harry. Get amongst some
I haven't
Dirty
seen
It.
You haven't seen any Clint Eastwood, even accidentally? He's in so many.
Yeah, accidentally. I think I tried to watch. No, I don't know. It's the one where he's standing at the front of his porch. He's like, "Get off my porch."
Gran Torino.
Gran Torino.
Yeah, I tried to. I started watching that, but I turned it off.
That's not.
First, like
that's
5
not.
minutes.
That's not even close to the best. Like, it's a good film, but they're fun. Anyway, we can talk about it afterwards. Guys, I think it's about time we wrap it up. Before we do sign off, be sure to go to 8bit.net to check out all the fantastic things happening in 8-bit land. And once again, if you haven't already done so, you need to go to our lovely partners, Audio Technica, for all the best in audio equipment, sound, microphones, DJ sets. They've got it all, guys. Go over there. And not only that, they are actually some of the sexiest people people in the world. We saw them at PAX last week, Brendan. I think you might agree. You know, there was definitely a lot of looks at the Audio-Technica booth, and not just because of those AT 2020s. Am I right?
Oh yeah, Matty Stallone he's the soy boy now. He's gone to the vegan way of life, but he's never looked better. He's trimmed down. He's looking mean. He's a lean, mean fighting machine. And you know what? If he's in a video game, he's probably going to become my new video game crush. So let's see if we can get him in some type of Kickstarter-based gaming option there to be an NPC so I can play with him in the game.
Go to audios-technica.com.au to go and check out all their stuff. And once again, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. We love you guys so much. You absolutely are a bunch of bloody champions. Go and check out the 8-Bit Cast episode 14 when that drops. Patreon.com/we are 8-bit. And again, you can get all the shanks and shivs in the bum bags by going to weare8bit.storeenvy.com.
I can take it for my date.
I'm not saying you should have a concealed weapon on you, but I'm also not saying you should have a concealed weapon on you. Take that for what it is. We are 8-bit at storeenvy.com. And my two lovely co-hosts here, you can find Ali at Miss Ali Hart, you can find Brendan at Brendan 8-bit, and you can find me at Salim TD. Guys, do you have anything else you want to say to sign off the show?
What kind of power play just happened there? Like,
I told you, I took over the hosting.
like a little bit
I guess
of role
that means
reversal.
you can edit all these episodes moving forward now too. Yeah?
I don't know. Let's. I relinquish my hosting back to you now, Brendan. You can take over.
Oh God. Well, like I appreciate that you guys started off by saying that we've got to lower the bar, and most people are probably just going to say it felt like a normal episode.
If I'm being honest, I just wanted to impress Brendan with the fact that I could maybe close out the show pretty strongly. I think that was.
You did well. You did
Thanks,
well.
mate.
You certainly. You didn't get my tip tingling, but I certainly felt a loose bit of movement down in the nether regions. Like I'm like, you know what, our boy's growing up.
That's
Hope for you yet.
That's the Goldilocks zone where I do my best work. I don't get you ready to take your clothes off, but I'm always an option.
Sam,
This
2031,
that's
always
right.
an option.
I'll let you take over from here, Brendan.
Mate, I think you've done very, very, very nicely as far as closing this out. But yeah, this has been episode 169 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. Thanks for dealing with our love, sex, and romance-based edition. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a titillating train wreck, I guess you could say. Learn a lot of new things about our hosts here, and hopefully you look at us in a more sexy, better light as opposed to a more shameful, cringy light. But yeah, episode 170 next week will be back to regular programming. But until next week, 8-Bit Nation, thanks for stopping by. Much love.
Stay horny.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes!
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.